Okay, so welcome everybody to our team home call. This is so exciting. It's super fun to come right off of Summit, so I'm really excited that Kim is gonna totally take over and talk about that today. A few things really quick, just to get out of the way. It's a new month. Don't do what some of us have done in the past. Don't wait until the last of the month to start working on Success Club. Like right now is the time to hit it. I have my shout out to stick up today, but we actually didn't have anybody in Success Club 10 this last month. And I think there was I want to say like 8 or 9 that were in Success Club 5. A lot of points, but not a lot hitting Success Club. So definitely, I'm hitting this month really strong. I would really like to get it done by the 10th and then help my coaches get there. So as you guys are approaching your week, this week even, be planning, what can I stick out there that's not throwing up Beachbody on people, but what can I do to add value this week so that when I invite to a challenge group, they are in my corner already. They trust me and they're like, okay, she's legit. She's the real deal. So on the calendar that I stuck up this morning in Team Hope,
love that.
At the bottom, yeah, the calendar will be really nice to help us keep track. At the very bottom in the notes section, I said share your story, and I stuck on Transformation Tuesday, Throwback Thursday, and Flashback Friday. This is just a way to help us get outside of our here's my sweaty selfie pic on Facebook and dig a little bit deeper and think about what today's Tuesday. Just take a minute today and really think about what has Beachbody done for you, or what has working out done for you? What has this community done for you? And then write a post about it, and not one that's look at my, those are fine. I'm just saying that on Transformation Tuesdays, where were you and where are you right now? Because somebody reading that is going to be where you were and going to want to be where you are right now. And they can't do that if they don't see that you're sharing that. So be bold today and share it. And honestly, I would love it if you guys shared those Transformation Tuesdays in Team Hope so that we can see each other's stories, because that is what is so powerful about this team. Okay, I think that's it. So I'm gonna pass this call over to Kim, and she is going to cover all of our summit recaps and what we need to know. And yeah, take it away, Kimberly.
Sweet. Okay, I'm gonna go really quickly through the product announcements and things like that, because one, there was so much more cool stuff going on at Summit other than just products and things like that. I mean, what I got out of the general sessions and my workshops is much bigger than these products and stuff, and they're all in the FAQs, so you can go in and get detailed information on all of them. Most of them even have already little YouTube trailers that you can go find and get lots of information on. So I wrote them all down. Well, I first want to start with how they started at the general session. I think is so important, guys. So I'm hoping that starting this way will help you guys kind of get the tone that we got from Summit. And Carl started by explaining to us that obesity is still on the rise. That, we're always talking about everybody's heard of Beachbody, everybody's tried a program, there's nobody to talk to, all this stuff. But 226 million Americans are still suffering from being overweight, obese, or some disease or health issue that is affecting their lives that could be changed through nutrition and exercise. 226 million people. So it's not so much the fact that maybe you don't have anyone to talk to. It's just that we're not finding the right people. We're not getting out of that circle of comfort and whatnot. You're just going to have to let it keep playing because I'm talking. Not right now. Go. I'll help you in a minute. No eating during the Team Hope call. And they gave a stat, and I wrote it down in my notes. And those of you who are there, 76% of Americans are overweight and obese. Does that sound right? That sounds staggering to me, but that's what I wrote down. So basically, there's a huge need for what we do. But as I heard in one of my workshops, this is not a transaction business. This is a business of relationships. And that is what the underlying theme, I really think, of all of the things that I went to were, or that's what stuck out to me anyway. And that's what I'm going to share a lot with you guys about today. Those 226 million people do not need us to sell them products. They need us to connect them with fitness and nutrition solutions and then hold their hands through it. They can go buy stuff anywhere, but they need us to be by their sides. For most of us, maybe not all of us, like fitness and nutrition have been kind of important to us, and it's a priority. And so whether we want to admit it or not, it comes a little bit easier for us to sacrifice things and to make changes in our lives. But I'm sure, as most of us have seen, for those people who we're bringing into our challenge groups and asking them to increase their water intake, dude, that's huge for some people. You know what I mean? And we're asking them to not go eat fast food 4 times a week. That seems so simple to us, right? But to people who are just getting started, man, that's big. And they need someone in their corner reminding them how much they're worth that discomfort, because probably the people around them are not giving them that positive feedback. So that's where we come in as coaches, you guys. And like, I think the biggest thing that I got was the way that I look at recruiting, which has always kind of turned me off. You know what I mean? Like, it's not about recruiting coaches. It's about finding people who are going to find their fitness solution with these programs and products, and who get so inspired that they can't help but pay it forward. I believe most of us on this call started that way because we became so inspired and so, saw such an amazing transformation personally that we couldn't help but shout it from the rooftops. And that's what we need to give each and every one of our challengers. Okay, so the quick rundown of announcements were Fixate, which is super cool, and that's going to be on Beachbody On Demand. It's like a little cooking show, where they're going to show people how to make food with the containers. It's Autumn and her brother, which is kind of cool. The biggest thing I was excited about that is that they said they were going to have, I think it was 3 or 4 videos called The Foundations, where it's going to show people how to meal plan. I mean, how many of us have tried to make quality videos in our kitchens showing people how to meal plan? And maybe some of us have done better than others, but it's always kind of hard. So I'm excited to use those. And then the next thing is, I'll talk about that one last, is the 3-week yoga retreat, which if somebody signs up for like a free 30 days to Beachbody On Demand, they're going to be able to go through that entire 3-week yoga retreat. Hello, free groups using the 3-week yoga retreat and the Fixate, video series, like huge value there. Core to Force is, what are their names? I just forgot their names. Joel and Jericho are coming out with a kickboxing type program. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's just Beachbody's version of combat since we don't have Les Mills anymore. When I was looking at, the demos and stuff like that, it's pretty different than combat. They're running it kind of like Max 30 kickboxing style, where there's like 3-minute fight rounds and things like that. So I think that like the up and down cardio is going to be huge on this. So, and they're amazing. I don't know if anybody's ever taken a class from them or whatnot, but they're really good. Country Heat obviously is out. In August, our most popular challenge packs are on sale. So Country Heat, 21-Day Fix, 21-Day Fix Extreme, 22-Minute Hardcore, 3-Day Refresh, the Club, and PIO challenge packs are all on sale. And then all those programs with their accompanying Kickstart. Remember, so if a Kickstart challenge pack comes with the 3-Day Refresh with it. And then the Beachbody Health Bet, which I think is kind of cool. Like, so what they're doing is Beachbody's throwing $1 million into a pot, and then for every challenge pack sold, they're putting in $5 into the pot, up to $3 million. And then all the people have to do in the month of August is log 3 workouts and 5 Shakeologies in the tracker app per week. Now, from what I understand, I kept asking because they didn't explain it super well. All they have to do is do that in the app, and they're already signed up. Like, there's no like enrollment. There's nothing you have to do as a coach. All you have to do is basically use the tracker app and let your people know, hey, make sure that you log at least 3 workouts and 5 Shakeologies for 4 weeks, and you're entered in to split that pot up. So it could be $5, it could be $100. You don't know, but I think that's kind of cool. Some people, I'm not one of those people that's really like motivated by that, but I know, dude, some people are hugely motivated by that kind of thing. Okay, so I'm going to kind of get into my summit experience, going back to, you know, really focusing on helping people have amazing fitness experiences. So one of the first workshops that I went to was by Nikki Johnson and Morgan Rieger, and it was Be a Top Recruiter. And at first I was like, they're not really talking about recruiting because, and I loved it. The way that they brought it around is it's quality, not quantity. It's not about recruiting 35 coaches a week. It's about, you know, finding those 8 people who want to do this, you know? And so they really, really like drove home that the best coaches come from challengers, come from challenge groups, come from people who are having amazing transformations. It's not about how many you recruit, but what they do after they sign up, right? I loved that quote. And they really, 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 this was the first one that I went to, and the first of 6 that I heard say, teach your coaches to use the FAQ, teach them resourcefulness, teach them to be able to find things on their own. Literally every single one that I went to mentioned the FAQ. I'm not kidding you. So being able to use that, and Google, and using Google to find things. The next one I went to was on Inviting on Social Media by Brandy Botts and Sarah Gobb. And I loved what they talked about. It wasn't like, they didn't give a bunch of scripts. They did give some, but it wasn't about like, hey, say this, and then this will happen. It wasn't about like, make sure you're posting this. It was about building relationships with people. And the big quote that I wrote down, and I'm going really fast over this because I don't want this to go on for 7 hours. The big quote that I wrote down from that workshop was, if you do not know the exact way that they would benefit from what you're inviting them to, it is too soon to invite. If you can't look at that person and say, okay, well, she needs to learn meal planning, you know, it is too soon to invite. And I really liked that. And then another little tidbit that they gave there, which I thought was kind of cool, is they talked about when you're sharing your story, because that was, again, another underlying theme, like Amber was talking about, continually sharing your story, was instead of saying, comment below for more info, or, you know, fill out my form, she would say, comment below and I'll share more of my story with you. And I loved that. Like, instead of being like, I'll shoot you more information about how you can spend money with me, it's, hey, I'll continue this conversation with you one-on-one. You know what I mean? Like, comment below and I'll share more of my story with you, you know, if you're interested in hearing more. And then it becomes you really telling them why you're doing this, you know? Does that make sense? Okay, so the next one was my very, very, very favorite workshop of the whole thing. And it was the Fitness Coach to CEO by Trina Gray and Vita Lafara. And I wrote in my notes here in big letters, please, please, please listen to this one. Now, Brigida just reminded me that they do not put all of the sessions in the back office, because some of them are, the way Summit goes is there's like, oh, you know what? Fitness Coach to CEO was only done once, so this one will be there. Some of them are done twice, like that Inviting on Social Media one. That's the one Keisha did in the other, I think in the other session. So it just, they decide which one to put in the back office. But this Fitness Coach to CEO one, I really recommend you guys listen to that, because these are people who came in as business owners, and they still, their underlying point was fighting the threat of global obesity and keeping the focus there, even though their whole thing is business. Like they own gyms, they run businesses, but they still keep their underlying point there. They talked about systems are great, but connections are better as far as building your team. So making sure that you know what everybody needs. Okay, so here's the big things that I got from them. And I'm actually going to go into my notes from that. Like, I could literally do a call just on that session. It was so great. So this is kind of the thing that they said. So first they went on and they made a list of habits of a fitness coach and habits of a CEO. And then they went into hang-ups of a fitness coach. So these are the hang-ups people have, right? They don't want to feel salesy, right? We don't want to feel salesy. And then they broke it down like this. If that is your issue, being salesy and not feeling comfortable talking about this, one of two things. One, you don't love the product, and two, you don't love the business. because those of us who do love the product and business really have very little trouble talking about this. I never feel salesy, and maybe sometimes I should, maybe I go overboard, but I never make apologies for talking about these programs and products. I never feel weird about sharing what I'm doing because I love these products and I love this business and I know what it can bring to other people. Does that make sense? So those are the big hangups that are holding most of us back, is just you haven't had a good experience with these products and programs yet. You haven't given it that chance and really had that transformation, because once it does, once it affects your life the way that it's affected mine and so many of those on this call, you will not have a problem talking about it and sharing it. I love that they pointed that out. Okay, so that one, again, like I said, I could go on and on and on, but I love that they were just really to the point about those hangups. Okay, so the next day, the ones that I saw were Finding Your Passion from Brittany Leggett-Schumard and Summer Tucker. The other one was Becoming a Team Leader by Shay Stanford and Stephanie Richardson. I love Shay Stanford. I really hope that they put this one in the back office because it was really well done and like very clear and concise order of events and stuff. I really, really liked it. And then Getting Results, How to Coach Challengers for Long-Term Success. And that was Meg Wazinski and somebody else. I don't remember. And to be honest, I think I was kind of fried on that second afternoon. I don't have a ton of notes, but so let me kind of share with you what I do have. The team leader one from Shay Stanford, I have a ton of screenshots that I'm going to share in Team Hope that kind of show about how to get you to team leaders. So really, really quick, I'm going to go into what a team leader is. That is in the leadership ladder. And if you go into your back office, you know, when you're looking at your Success Club points, there's tabs up there and it'll say Success Club, qualification, I think, volume, and leadership ladder. And by the 4th of every month, it's updated from the month before. And what they did with the leadership ladder is they went in and realized that, and there's this great image, and I should have just figured it out to screenshot it to show you guys. And it showed like the difference between, okay, you have a diamond coach who is a diamond. And so there's 12 coaches in her organization and most of them share her last name. And, you know, nobody's building, you know, but she's there. And then there's a diamond over here who has 12 coaches in her organization. One of her emeralds might be her husband. The other one is somebody who is building the business. And one of her other downline coaches is hitting Success Club and stuff. Now, which one do you think is seeing more residual income? And which one do you think brings more value to Beachbody as a whole? Probably that one who is a little bit deeper. So that's why they came up with all those different parts of the leadership ladder. So to be a team builder, you have to be hitting Success Club yourself, obviously, be a diamond coach, have 4 personally sponsored coaches with 1 or more Success Club points, and have 5,000 points of volume on your weak side. So those are the 4 things that you're looking to become a team builder. And if you have those 12 coaches in your organization, 2 to 3 of them hitting Success Club and whatnot, well, 4, you know, trying at least, it's going to kind of take care of itself. Oh, and your income is $1,000 for the month, I think, right, Amber? $1,000 for the month? I think that's what it is. Anyway, so they talked a lot about that, which I thought was really, really, really interesting. So the Get Results, How to Coach Challengers for Long-Term Success. Again, this is one that I hope that they share another set of coaches, because I'd love to hear another set of coaches take on it. How to Coach Challengers for Long-Term Success. Man, that is where my fire is right now. You know, like really helping my coaches have that long-term success. I recommend that you guys watch that. This is another one that I have screenshots for that I'll share. But every coach is going to have different ideas and ways to do that. And maybe we could even put together something with Team Hope coaches where we're sharing, you know, all of the ways that we help our, man, I got really big on my screen. I got to get that away. Sorry, I can't handle it. There we go. It's like my face got really big on my iPad. Okay, so these are my personal final takeaways. And I know I'm going really fast through this, but I really just think that the underlying theme was the same through the whole thing. my first step now that I'm home from Summit is to step up my efforts to help people meet their fitness goals. Boom, that's it right there. That starts with this team. Those who have made the bigger commitment, whether for a discount or to build a business or whatever. It is so important to me that everybody on Team Hope knows what program they're doing, that they're connected to it, that they feel like they're moving forward with their health and fitness goals. If anybody in this team feels stuck or doesn't know what to do next, please reach out to either your sponsor coach or me. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're in my direct downline or whatnot. It is so important to me that we are a team of people, and Amber and I talked about this up and down all weekend. It's so important to us that Team Hope is full of people who are moving towards their health and fitness goals to a degree that they can't help but share it with others, guys. That's step one. My second step, now that I'm back, is I'm reaching back out to anyone who has purchased a challenge pack from me in the last 3 years. I've been a coach for over 3 years, and I am individually reaching out to everybody who has purchased a challenge pack from me and making sure that they have some sort of plan, even if that plan has nothing to do with me. And then 3, shooting for my original goal from 2016. Does anybody remember what my goal was at the beginning of 2016? Remember Carl did that big like January 1st call, and he asked everybody to, let me even find, to get results. It was hashtag get results, right? And he wanted everybody to help 100 people this year, which is a ton of people, right? And I set that goal, and I have a little piece of paper up there, and I stopped writing after the 4th challenge pack I sold this year. Way to follow through. But I'm going back to that. So as of today, I have helped 25 people start. So that leaves me with 75 people through the remainder of the year, which means that each month I have to, and I'm not talking Success Club points, I'm talking people, individuals, human beings moving towards hitting their health and fitness goals. And so that leaves me with something like 16 people a month. And you guys, I'm fired up. I am ready to do that. I want to help as many people as I can have quality fitness results. So that's where I'm at. That's my personal goal. My 4th step is to be sharing my personal transformation every Tuesday about how and then Thursday, Friday, about how my life has changed because of the business. Sharing, oh wait, I totally ignored my own comma in my notes there. So sharing my personal transformation every Tuesday, and then Thursday and Friday, sharing how my life has changed because of the business, because of the community, because of Team Beachbody, which is a little bit different, I think, than just my fitness transformation. And then sharing a challenge or highlight every Monday. This is something I've done in the past that was really powerful. Outside of just saying, hey, this has worked for me, look at all these other people that it's worked for. And I think that really speaks to people and getting more people excited about jumping in with us. The 5th thing that I wrote down was giving people amazing support and being in the trenches with them as they work towards their goal. And again, like I said before, helping them to become so inspired that they won't have any choice but to pay it forward. Now I want to end with kind of telling a little story about me, just a little tiny quick, I promise I'll be fast, kind of background story on me and my business. I signed up in June of 2013, and I had already had success with Insanity a year and a half prior. And then I had another baby in between. And then Amber was one of my good friends growing up. I saw her doing coaching, and I signed up. Another thing that I'm going to side note here, Tracy Morrow said in her thing was talking about being a product evangelist. And I was totally a product evangelist when I did Insanity. Not right now, baby. Not right now. Not right now, baby. Okay, I'll give you a snack when I'm done. I'm almost done. Okay, in just a second. Go, here, go wear that. Sorry, guys. Stop, please. So anyway, all right, I'm going to mute myself really quick so I can deal with her. Hold on, just give me a sec. Sorry, guys.
I kind of want to fill in the blanks, like what Kim's really saying right now, you know? Just kidding. And Kim, did you see the 10-minute mark on there? Okay.
Okay, sorry. Sorry. My 3-year-old throws a fit like nobody I've ever met. And nobody else wants to hear that. So she talked about being a product evangelist, and Courtney, my sister who's on this call right now, can speak to this. When I did Insanity, I was so stoked about it. I told everybody about it. She and her husband did it. Another one of my sisters and their husbands did it. My best friend and her husband did it. I was just telling people about it because I was just loving it so much, but not quite being a coach, you know? So then I came around and I was a coach. And when I signed up, I already knew that these programs and products had worked. Parker had done P90X before. And I was excited to use them. And so right away, I told Amber, I am really excited to help people get fit and to make a little money off referring these programs, but I have no desire to build a team of coaches, an army of coaches is what I told her. I don't want to build an army of coaches. That's totally not what I want to do. So I got in the trenches with my coaches. I was bouncing back from baby number 3 at the time. So I was seriously trying to just start my, weight loss and whatnot. I was down in the trenches with them. I was running amazing challenge groups, and I was signing people up as coaches because it was the smart thing to do. I'm like, hey, look, you can have if you're going to order Shakeology next month, you might as well set up with Coach Account because you're going to save money. That is literally how I built my business. And I went Emerald right away. I was hitting Success Club 10, and then every single month I signed my husband up, and so I would get myself to 10 and him to 5 just because I saw how income worked and whatnot. And then my very first person came to me. She had lost 60 pounds, and she came to me and she said, look, I want to do what you do. I want to show people how great these programs and products are. And right then, like a light bulb went off. Like she was so inspired and had seen such an amazing transformation that she couldn't help but pay it forward, you guys. And that's what I want to get back to. That is when my business had the most substantial growth. That is when I attracted the coaches on my team who are still to this day producing the most. And that's what I really, really hope that we can all get from all of these summit talks that we listen to, and those that you guys will be able to, even if you weren't there, be able to go back and listen to once they put them in the back office. But that is really what Amber and I stayed up late at night in Nashville talking about, wanting to turn Team Hope into. Just really that team of people who is here to dream, inspire, and create change in people's lives, you guys. And that starts with the fitness journey. Finally, the big light bulb that went off is I've always looked at my fitness challengers and my coaches in 2 different groups, right? I saw it as our business had 2 sides. And anymore, I don't see it that way. I see the fitness challengers as the first step, and then coaching as the natural progression. It's all one, long tube, if you will. They're just steps, and we're just trying to get everybody to that next step. I'm super fired up to look at my business in this new way, even 3 years in. I'm excited about where I think Team Hope can go. And when I look at the names of the people on this call and people who I know have already asked for the recording, I'm so excited for each and every one of you. So I would love to, if anybody has any thoughts, and I know there's lots of people who were at Summit who are on this call. If there's anything else you want to add, people who weren't there have questions, we'll kind of open that up really quick for a few minutes. But that is what I prepared to share. Anybody? Big Summit takeaway, anybody? I know I glazed over everything. I just didn't want to hold everybody hostage.
I have a question, Kim.
Yes.
When I was folding laundry, and anyways, I had to walk out, but you said a quote about something, something about challenge packs and how it was a quote from one of your, I think it was the first one you did.
This is not a business. This is not a transaction business. This is a relationship business.
I heard that one, but the next one, I think. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I should be able to find it. No, I can't find any of my quotes.
It's okay. It was just something about the quality of challengers or something like that.
I don't know.
Or not looking at it as I don't know. I can't remember what it was. Sorry.
if you don't know the exact way they would benefit, it's too soon to invite.
Yeah, there you go. It was about inviting.
There you go.
You
Yeah. That was Brandy Botts and Sarah Gobb inviting on social media, and they said if you don't know the exact way that they would benefit from what you're offering, it's too soon to invite them. So before you invite, really knowing what it is. And like I will say, there are lots of people in the beginning, because I was religious, if you will, about adding 5 people and sending 2 challenge group invites out every single day for 10 months. And that is where the foundation of my business came from. And some of those invites were, hey, I know this is random, but have you seen my fitness stuff? Would you be interested? You know, so there were a couple of those, but I think if that wasn't for lack of me putting in the work, that was really just, you know, after 7 months of that, you know, like my, you know what I mean? Like, so I think be careful. I mean, like, I think anytime we draw a line in the sand with our business, that's when we're going to run into trouble. Something that Gary Vaynerchuk said, and I just found out that you guys, that is not recorded. They don't share those. So you're going to have to find like a cell phone video on YouTube somewhere. I'm sure somebody will. But one of the things he said, which I loved, was stop crying and complaining and adjust. Like, Facebook changes, you know, Beachbody changes, everything in your world changes. You have a choice. You can whine and complain, or you can adjust and be an entrepreneur and move forward. And that, I love that about him. And that's kind of, I think, these things are really great, but anytime we draw a line in the sand, because superstar diamond, whoever does it that way, you know what I mean? Like, that's when we're going to run into trouble. And that's when we're going to end up being very resentful and angry, because we did what she did and nothing happened. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's really about getting down into the trenches, finding your own voice, sharing your story, and finding the people like you who you want to help. I used to make apologies about the fact that I didn't have a huge weight loss transformation. I really thought that was a detriment to me. And I kind of would make that excuse, well, my transformation isn't that great, so nobody is going to think that I'm relatable and stuff. And it's an excuse, guys. It's an excuse. Because there are plenty of people who know that I'm down in the trenches and able to help them. So anyway, any other thoughts, questions, comments, general wonderments? Hopefully that was helpful and not super scattered. I was just really trying to give you guys the bullet points without giving you a slideshow of quotes. Because that's what it almost started as. Amber, I'm going to kick it back to you.
Okay, thanks, Kim. That was perfect. That was actually awesome. And I was there. I heard all of those same things, but that was a really, really good recap and a reminder. I was taking notes, and which means I have like double notes of the same. Anyway, really good stuff. So thank you, Kim.
No problem.
All right, have an awesome week, you guys, and we will talk to you guys later.
Bye.